How do you handle objections in your business? This is a short video of a training that I had with one of our ISAs at Elite Virtual Office, and a little bit of a peek behind the scenes at how we deal with objections and getting through different responses that a prospect might give you on the phone. All right, we are back with April and Kit. We're going to do some role play around the probate process. This time, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the conversation. We're going to try to actually get into the appointment closes, the lead conversion, motivation gathering, information gathering on real estate. Okay, so April, let's go ahead and start with you.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak with John?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey John, this is April. I hope you're doing well today.
Fine.
That's good to hear. Look, I don't want to take much of your time today, John. I work with Bruce Hill with eXp Realty, and I was calling because we have a service for families going through probate. I'm so sorry if there is a loss in the family. Are you by any chance involved with the estate of John Doe?
Okay, we're going to pause right now really quick. I wasn't going to give feedback through the opening. It sounded to me like you said, "I'm so sorry, there is a loss in the family."
If there is.
And I want, I think you said "if there," but
Yeah.
But you need to emphasize "if" a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I think that the person that you're talking to is going to think that you said, "I'm so sorry, there is a loss in the family," instead of "if." Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's start over.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak with John?
Yeah, it's John.
Hi, John. This is April. I hope you're doing well today.
Fine. You?
Great. I'm doing well. Thank you. Look, I don't want to take much of your time today, John. I work with Bruce Hill with eXp Realty, and I was calling because we have a service for families going through probate. And, I am so sorry if there is a loss in the family. Are you by any chance involved in the estate of John Doe?
Yeah, that was my dad.
All right. Well, do you have a minute for me to tell you why I was calling?
Yeah, sure.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm really glad I caught you. Actually, our company helps a lot of people going through the probate process. And we kind of have a turnkey service for families going through probate. I understand it's mostly overwhelming, John, but is there anything we can help you with in the process?
No. I think we're totally fine. My attorney's handling almost everything for me.
Oh, all right. Sounds like you have a very, good attorney and you're not looking for any extra help today.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, I completely understand. But, if something changes in the future, let's keep in touch. Let me give you my number. Do you have a pen with you handy?
I don't think anything's going to change. I guess I could take your number.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's 565-355-5757. You got it? Or you want me to repeat it?
That was fast. Go ahead and
sorry.
repeat that.
It's 565-355-5757.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right. Perfect. I really appreciate your time today, John. Oh,
Yeah.
but before I let you go, can I ask? Let's say you get probate behind you. Were you thinking about holding on to the property long term, or is the real estate something you're leaning towards selling?
I just don't really know at this point. I think I still have a couple of months of probate. We might sell once probate's over.
I see. I totally understand. It looks like you guys haven't really decided it yet.
Well, I mean, I think we're gonna sell. I haven't talked to the rest of the family. We're probably gonna sell, but not right now. We've got to finish probate first.
I see. I understand. So let's say 6 months from now, if we present you with an offer, um, I know you're not going to make any decisions soon, but would you be open for an offer for a review on it soon or later?
Um, I mean, yeah, maybe later. You could always check back in a couple of months. I'd look at an offer.
All right, perfect. Um, I'll actually put a note on this and check on you time to time to see how it goes in you.
Okay. Yep. Good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Um, I think that the reason that I gave you that answer is because you set me up to give you that answer. Okay. Um, the way that you asked about the offer in 6 months um, really made it seem very unimportant and a lack of urgency. And it played into my passiveness that I was already giving you. I was already giving you signs that I was going to be passive. And so while you did what I've asked you to do and acknowledge what someone has said to you, you took it a little bit too far. So I said, yeah, not yet, maybe once probate's over. And then you said, hey, I completely understand, maybe in 6 months or so. Well, we don't know how long probate's going to take. What we're really looking for is to try to massage that conversation into a potential appointment as soon as possible.
Mhm.
And so as soon as you said 6 months, I think you lost all possibility for an earlier meeting, conversation, or appointment with the team lead or your client. So I would have just said, hey, I completely understand you aren't doing anything until probate is over. Just or so I know, um, would you guys consider reviewing an offer in the near future so that you know what you're looking at once you finish probate? Okay, just so I know, would you consider an offer at some point in the near future so that you know what you're going to be looking at once probate is finished? Another way to phrase that, because I'm kind of wordsmithing here a little bit, word crafting. I may even leave in the near future out. Um, what I'm trying to do is not give them anything that they can easily reject. I'm trying to give them something that's easy to accept. And for those of you watching, this is kind of how I work through dialogue approaches. Sometimes I say it and then I go, wait a minute, I think I want to take something out. And so we make some changes. So, hey, I completely get that you're not going to do anything until probate's over. Just for my information, or just so I know, would you consider reviewing an offer for later if we brought you one? So just so I know, would you consider an offer for future consideration if we brought you one? I think I like that language. So this is recorded. You guys can watch the recording. Just so I know, would you guys consider an offer for future review in case we brought you one, or if we brought you one? And that's going to be the type of question that's likely to get a yes, especially if someone is going to sell. Most people would be very curious about what kind of price they could get. Now, if you're a client and you're watching this, and I think you guys should know this already if you've watched other role plays, I want you all to know that if you're not comfortable with the question, would you consider an offer, or would you be open to an offer for future review? You could always have your ISA say, would you be open to seeing what kind of price we could get you? That's another kind of second place question that gets results. We have found that the question, would you be open to an offer if we brought you one, definitely gets better results. But if you're just not comfortable with that, know that a second question that you could have an ISA work on would be, would you be open to seeing what kind of price we could get you? in the future, if we brought you that, if we brought you a proposal, or if we brought you a price, that would be a way to ask that question. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, what we didn't do, April, and we'll do again, we are going to go to another video, but what we'll do again on another role play is we'll go deeper. Let's assume that I've said yes. We will go deeper into what to say once they say that yes, I will review an offer. We didn't get there on this role play, mainly because you made it too easy on me to turn you down. Right. I don't think I would have turned you down if you hadn't used the setup, hey, in 6 months. All right. So Kit, let's go to you. Let's do a role play. April, do you have any questions?
No.
Nope. Okay. All right, Kit, let's come to you. Start from the top.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this John?
Yeah, it's John. Who's this?
Hey, John, this is Kit Abaikar. How are you today?
Fine.
Good. All right. Well, I don't want to take much of your time, John. I was calling because I work with Bruce Hill from EXP Realty, and we have families who are going through probate, and we noticed you're the representative for the estate of John Doe. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the personal representative. Why?
All right. Good. Well, do you have a quick minute for me to tell you what I was calling about?
Yeah.
All right, John. So our team offers a concierge services that helps with the probate. So we handle tasks like selling real estate, arranging estate sales and property cleanout, and other responsibilities you might not have time to handle. John, if I may ask, like, how far are you in the probate process now?
I just got started a couple of weeks ago. I probably really don't need any of those things right now, though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, I guess I got you a little early, but and it sounds like you weren't looking for an extra help today. John, in case you're ready, is it possible if I can call you back from time to time to check back on you?
No, I'm totally fine. No need.
Okay. Or you can have my name and number, so you can call me back, whenever you're ready.
I guess so.
Okay. All right, John. Well, do you have a pen already?
Sure.
Okay. So my name is Kit, and my number is 832-231-8328. And I work for Bruce Hill from EXP Realty. And I really appreciate your time, John. Thank you so much. And hey, before I let you go, once probate is behind you in a few months, were you thinking about holding onto the property long term, or is the real estate something you're leaning towards selling?
I don't know. I'm gonna say that we're probably gonna end up selling, but really, not immediately. I got a lot of probate stuff to deal with right now. So a couple of months maybe.
Okay. Well, I guess I will check back on you from time to time. But would you guys consider an offer to review if we brought you one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Well, I will talk to my manager and relay all this information to him, and then we will call you back to check
Hey,
back on you.
pause.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
good. You took a step back on from
Right.
the last role play. There were a couple of things that you felt seemed a little nervous, but that's okay. I think we all have those calls. There's times that I'll make a call and I feel like I'm a brand new ISA that's never made a call before. So it's perfectly fine to have a call where you've taken a step back, but there are several things there, and honestly, I think you picked up on most of those. You were just far too passive on that call. I feel like technique wise, there's no point in specifically picking on certain techniques that you already know to use that you missed this time. But you were there. There's one that I'm going to use, and this is just an example of where you were passive. So yeah, we may consider one in a few months. That's fine. And then you said, well, I'll check back on you in a few months. Okay. And then you tried to pull it back. But the reality is you just go, oh, okay, perfect. Is it just the one property at 123 Main Street, or were there any other properties? Okay, that's a good example. And then basically what we would need to do to make an offer would be to kind of arrange a convenient time for you where my team leader can swing by and take a quick peek at the property. Is there a time in the next week that would be good for you that we could set that up?
Right.
All right. So now you're telling them, remember from previous recordings, anytime you make a statement, what we need to do next is just arrange a time where my team leader could take a swing by and look at the property. So statement, that's the statement. You always want to follow every statement with a question. So you were kind of falling more to sort of questions and uncertainty. There's times when you need to be extremely certain about what you do. So you've uncovered that I'm open to an offer. Now you say what we need to do. So you're essentially leaving no option. I love leaving people options in the form of binary questions. There comes a point when you take the options away. What happens next? What we need to do? What I'm going to do? That kind of thing. All right. The only other thing that I will go back to, and this is something that I think you already know, but you asked if you could follow up with me from time to time. And remember, that is a question. Hey, could I call you back in 3 or 4 weeks? Anytime you're leaving that question, it's very likely that someone's just going to flat out turn you down.
Right.
And you can't leave them with something that has a high likelihood of getting turned down. So if you're going to ask if you can follow up, hey, I completely understand that you aren't ready to do anything yet. Maybe we could keep in touch. I'll follow up periodically, but it might be better if I just give you my name and number. Do you have a pen? All right. So the question there is, do you have a pen? The statement is, it might be better if I just leave you my name and number. So you're kind of wrapping your whole communication plan. Maybe I'll follow up with you, and it might be better if I leave you my name and number. Do you have a pen? You're wrapping that whole communication plan into one package, and you're leaving the question that they can answer as one question. Do you have a pen? That's the question that you're asking, that they are acknowledging. In doing so, they're kind of acknowledging and approving of the entire plan that you just presented. Maybe I'll follow up with you from time to time, but it might be better if I just leave you my name and number. Do you have a pen? As long as we recognize that they probably don't have a pen, they're probably not going to write it down, they're probably not going to call us back, but they will normally fake it. They'll usually say, yeah, sure, that's fine. All right. And then I want you to deliver that as though they're actually writing your number down. In April, this is for you on your role plays. You didn't leave your name. You went really fast through your number, and you didn't leave your name with the number that you left. So you want to go, okay, remember my name. You want to pretend like they're really taking your information down. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. My name, but remember, my name is April, or remember, my name is Kit, K-I-T. And my number is, and then kind of go through that number as though they're actually writing it down. Should I repeat that, or do you have it? No, I have it. All right. If they say they have it, you can pretty much bet that they didn't write your number down, but it's not about that. They've at least given you a blanket yes to the communication plan. And then you guys are both still using the word but when you pivot and transition into real estate. Okay, you have that? Okay, perfect. Look, Kit, it's been really great talking with you today. Before I let you go, so not but before I let you go, just it's been really great talking to you today. Real quick, before I let you go, may I ask, I know you're still in the middle of probate. Acknowledge where they are. I know you're still in the middle of probate. Once you're finished, Were you guys thinking about holding on to real estate that may be in the estate, or is that something that you guys are going to be eventually selling? Nice and passive, but it's really taking charge. You're acting as though this question is the most normal question that you could possibly ask. All right, so you've got to deliver certain questions with extreme confidence. If they sense weakness in your question, they will generally turn you down. So there's some questions that are vital, and the real estate question is absolutely vital. When you move to that real estate question, you've got to deliver it with confidence. You need to lower your tone of voice a little bit. You need to speed yourself up just a little bit. You guys are going to notice that I go fast, slow, fast, slow. But where it's important, I kind of speed up. Hey, I really appreciate your time today, Kit. Real quick, before I let you go, could I ask in a few months, once probate's over, so I'm fast, in a few months, once probate's over, was there any real estate that you guys were thinking about selling that might be in the estate, or are you leaning more toward holding on to any real estate that's in the estate? All right, so I'm slow, fast, and you guys can put your slow and fast in different areas. You just need to deliver it as though it's completely second nature to you. When you're reading it, a lot of times you have a tendency to either go too fast or too slow without a lot of variation. So that's the question that you've got to get down to where you can rattle off that real estate pivot in your sleep. And if you get to the point where you can roll off that real estate pivot in question in your sleep, you'll be able to slow it down. It's just going to be second nature. You'll say it differently every time, but it's always going to feel, one, confident, and two, it's going to just kind of come out to them as I don't remember what my second point was. Forgive me, guys. So it just has to be confident, and haven't gotten a chance to talk about that yet. Yeah, that's right. I gotta talk with my brothers. We're just not quite ready to deal with that yet. Okay, I completely understand. Look, I know you guys haven't decided and probably won't decide here for a little bit. If you had your preference, though, do you think that you'd lean toward holding on to the house, or do you think you'd kind of prefer to maybe sell the house? So now we go back to the original question and we narrow it down on what the person you're talking to wants, but only after a little bit of space. Only after a little bit of space. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the top and do it one more time. And then we're going to take a break while you review some of the details that we've talked about. Maybe listen to the recording, and then after the break, we'll come back for a little bit more role play. So let's start at the very top again and work down, probably pretty close to where we got this last time.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak with John?
Yes, John.
Hey, John. This is April Lace. I hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm fine, April. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Look, I don't want to take much of your time. I work with Bruce Hill with eXp Realty, and I was calling because we have a service for families going through probate. And John, I'm so sorry to hear of your loss because I know it can be one of the toughest times. Are you by any chance involved with the estate of John Doe?
Yeah, I'm the administrator.
All right. Well, do you have a chance or do you have a minute for me to tell you why I was calling?
I tell you what, I'm kind of busy. If you could just sort of make it quick, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, sure, sure. Actually, I'm really glad I caught you. Our company helps a lot of people going through the probate process. We kind of have a concierge for families going through probate, John. And I understand it's mostly overwhelming, but by any chance, is there anything we can help you with in the process?
No, I got everything covered really, really good so far. Appreciate it, though.
Oh, it sounds like you weren't looking for any extra help today. I completely understand. But if
Yeah.
something changes in the future, let's keep in touch. Let me give you my number. Do you have a pen with you?
Um, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's 565-355-5755. You got it? Or do you want me to repeat it for you?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time today, John. Oh, but before I let you go, can I ask you something?
Um, me, yeah.
Let's say you get probate behind you. Were you thinking about holding on to the property long term? Or are you, are you going to actually sell it?
The house.
Yep.
Uh, I'm probably gonna sell. I'm not 100% sure we're ready to make that decision yet. But probably gonna sell several months down the road, maybe once probate's over.
I see. I see. It looks like you have a lot to consider within your family. But let's say if we present you with an offer down the road, would you be open for it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All right, perfect. Well, yeah, I
Okay,
don't know what's
pause.
next
Okay.
now.
All right. We
Yeah,
gotta
we're
do a little
moving
bit
to
more
the
training
appointment.
on that sort of ending once you've identified that someone is open to an offer. A little bit more training on kind of the closing technique there, but good job. I'm gonna go back and say on your reframes, just always remember, leave enough of a pause. You're still leaving that pause a little bit short, and it's not giving the person an opportunity to talk. One of the things that I find is people will be resistant, really short with their answers, and then all of a sudden, you never know where. Sometimes it never happens, but sometimes that person that's been resistant will go, yeah, you know what? I've got my brother that he thinks he's going to move in, and he's already started moving stuff in, and I don't know what to do with him because I told him he can't have the house. And all of a sudden, they're just going to start talking. So they'll go from really short, like one word answers to just giving you a whole 5-minute dialogue on their situation because you've left an opportunity for them to speak. So anytime you're doing that reframe or you're kind of telling someone it looks like this or it sounds like that, pause. Just give it a little bit more of a pause. It doesn't need to be forever, but it should be a couple of beats. Couple like, hey, it sounds like you and your family kind of have a lot to consider. If anything changes, okay, I just gave that probably 2-second little gap. And that's long enough for a lot of people to start talking. I've gotten to the point where I'm frequently comfortable. Well, I'm uncomfortable with it, but I'm practiced at giving like a 3 or a 4-second gap because most people don't have any idea what to do with silence on the phone, and they will start talking to you because they're just uncomfortable with the silence. So I want you to try to give at least a 2-second gap after you've made sort of an assumptive statement or a reframe statement to someone. All right. And see if they fill that space with information. And if they don't, then you can pick up with the rest of your conversation approach. All right. All in all, great job.